Hey guys, Megan here, and today I want to talk about how to let go of outcomes and bring more of the things that you want into your life. Um, and in order to talk about that, something that we first have to talk about is the fact that nothing that you ever attain in this world can make you happiness, can bring you happiness. If you want to, say, build a business and you end up achieving that, you'll notice very, very quickly that that feeling of that achievement lasts for about 2 seconds until you go, wow, this didn't feel the way that I expected. Or maybe you want to get married and have kids and have that life, that perfect life, so called. But then once you get into that, realize that there's a lot of different problems, like maybe you're having issues with your spouse. Maybe you didn't realize that being a parent would be as hard as it is. Now, all of these things in our life we think will bring us happiness, and in the reality of it is that nothing can bring us true happiness, because happiness is simply an emotion that is very temporary, like anger, disappointment, frustration, um, depression. Any emotion that you feel throughout your life is simply an attachment to whatever your life situation is. And then this is kind of just getting into the topic, is learning how to detach from your life situation, your life circumstances, and becoming a little bit more aware of your reaction to whatever it is that's going on within you. So if you can first recognize that there's no way that anything in this world can bring you happiness, you have already put yourself in the first step of learning how to let go, which is learning how to detach from your life. Learning how to recognize when your ego arises. And what is ego? Ego is thought. Recognize when thoughts arise as ego, not as whatever your mind wants to say about your life circumstances. It's simply just the filter by which you interpret this world and nothing more. So can you learn how to let go of the interpretation by observing your thoughts, by recognizing every time that thought arises as ego, as simply putting you back in time? And when you put yourself back in time, you elongate your manifestation. So this is why there's a difference. You need to be in unmanifested, not manifested. If you can find yourself to be in a space of the unmanifested, then whatever it is that you desire can come, because you're at that vibrational frequency. So the first thing that you need to understand is that time and ego are inseparable. When you recognize that time and ego are inseparable, you immediately put yourself into the present moment because you're aware of it. If you're not aware of it, then you have no idea. You're probably not even watching this video, but if you have some sort of a sense of yourself as the witnesser of your thoughts, then you already are aware that you're present. The second that you go unconscious is the second that you go into the mind stream of thoughts again. So some of the things that you can do is you can learn how to meditate. This is a tool to get yourself into a state of presence. But it's not necessary for everybody to be in that state if you are willing to be in a state of the observer of your thoughts. If you can simply find that space, then you can do this without meditation. That's my belief. So along with witnessing your mind and witnessing your thoughts as simply just thoughts, nothing more, you can also observe the pain body or the emotions within you throughout your day as they come up. This is, what they talk about when they say managing your triggers. And not from a space of resistance or trying to control or trying to change, but just recognizing that they're simply there. And you might have to go really deep into them in order to transmute them into presence. But if you can find a way to put your full attention on that emotion, it will dissolve and you will be more in the body, you will be more present, and you will notice it starts to dissolve. And you might have to do it a lot for the pain body to go away, but it will go away. So really the first step and the key to dissolving the ego is to stop believing in your mind. Recognize the space between two thoughts. See, the problem with the ego is it becomes really clever. And so if it thinks that it achieved some great thing, then it will use that situation in order to continue to feed through self-fulfilling prophecies and feeling good about ourselves through a state of ego. Or if someone in our family just dies, we use that ego that wants to chatter as a tool or a mechanism to wallow in our own pity. And I'm not saying that that doesn't mean that we're going to not have feelings and emotions about grief about someone who just died. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you create suffering for yourself when you become more attached to whatever the thought is about the circumstance that you're in, including death. You can reduce your suffering by simply recognizing that it is what it is, even if it's a difficult situation. But that's not what we do. We attach to it and create more suffering for ourselves. So it's learning to really just detach from that mind stream. So these are the steps that you need to take if you want to raise the vibrational frequency, set a good foundation for yourself, and you'll recognize that whatever it is that you are wanting to create in this world, you no longer want, and it becomes easier to obtain, and you don't even have to go out and get it. It just comes to you. That's when you know, when you're not even thinking about it anymore. Just think about it this way. If you text somebody and you're waiting around all day for them to text you and they don't text you back, and then the second that you forget about it, boom, they text you. Why is that? Because you weren't sitting there thinking about it. And so if you can find that space of just being instead of needing to obtain all of the time, you will stay in a state of letting go. You will stay in a state where you just don't need, and you will see your life improve dramatically. Another way of thinking about outcomes is outer focus and inner focus. Outcomes, outcomes. We're focused on our outcomes. We're focused on our outer world when we need to be focused more on our inner world. They're two different journeys. but they both lead to the same place. And would you rather bring things into your life from a space of peace or from a space of suffering? I really think that that's the question that you have to ask yourself. So hopefully this video enlightens somebody. And if it did, just give me a like. It doesn't cost anything. Maybe subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace out. Bye.